Boy Scout Troop 184.
We all want to eat safe and appetizing food on our campouts.
Because of that, we've made this video about good practices for cooking and keeping your area clean.
A good video to watch along with this one is the one from the United States Food and Drug Administration and the United States Department of Agriculture.
It shows scouts properly handling food and ensuring the proper temperatures are maintained for cooking and storage.
They also show how to avoid cross-contamination of foods.
We're not going to repeat what they've done, so at the end we'll share the link again.
Today we're going to use the EDGE method to explain and demonstrate these techniques by cooking a breakfast.
Today, we're going to emphasize cleanliness because we all know
A scout is clean.
We have learned from our mistakes.
We hope you have a few takeaways for cooking and cleaning on your next campout.
First off, before you even leave on your campout, have a dry box designated for room temperature items and coolers for the chilled items. In your cooler, put meat, juice, eggs, and cheese on ice. In the dry box, put items such as cans, jars, crackers, some fruits, and bread. Once you open up a package, like a jar of pickles for example, it needs to go into a cooler for storage.
You will periodically have to check the water level at the bottom of your cooler and drain it off. 90 degrees in the sun is very different from 50 degrees in the shade. The water in the bottom of the cooler forces the ice to melt more quickly. Any open food packages touching the water will become soggy if not sealed properly. Use an extra sack or Ziploc bag to prevent this from happening.
On the flip side, when you go on a cold weather campout, you may need to find a warm place to keep your liquids so that they don't freeze. Items like milk, water, fruits, and vegetables are of special concern.
We're hungry, so it's time to get cooking.
It is a good idea to designate separate clean and working areas. This is particularly important if anyone in your group has food sensitivities. We only take patrol boxes on our campouts. This means we only have two surfaces and the top of the patrol box to use as counter space. Space is tight, so use one side to prep the food and one side to cook the food.
It's also a good time to see that everyone has clean hands before touching the food.
Even though the surfaces might look clean, quickly wipe them down before you get started.
Our duty roster has scouts designated for preparation and cooking, and others for cleanup. The cooking crew does the final check that everything is cleaned up. Everyone has something to do, so don't think of this as your time to check out.
We are going to be making some delicious bacon and French toast for breakfast this morning. This will take both burners of our stove. Before we get started though, heat up a Dutch oven to keep the cooked food warm until we're ready to eat.
On one side of the patrol box, we'll prep our French toast batter and stage our bread. We'll also get the bacon out of the wrapper and into the pan. During preparation, if you have some trash, get it into a trash bag right away. If you don't, it can clutter up the workspace or may blow away.
Move your prepped items to the top of the patrol box. The other scouts can help clean up the prep side of the patrol box for dishwashing. Put away any leftover food, put dirty utensils in the first of 3 dishwashing tubs, and wipe down the surface with a handy wipe.
A handy wipe works best in our opinion because 1. They are reusable, unlike paper towels. 2. They rinse easily so you can tell how clean or dirty they are. 3. When rinsed and squeezed out well, they will dry rather quickly, unlike a cloth wash rag, which will begin to smell. 4. At the end of a campout, you can throw them away, and then start with a fresh one on the next campout. And 5. No one has to do laundry and potentially forget to put it back in the patrol box. Or, you discover a disgusting cloth when you open the patrol box next time.
Add a little cooking oil before putting the battered French toast into the pan to keep it from sticking. Bacon provides its own grease for cooking. Keep the French toast warm in a preheated Dutch oven while waiting for all the food to finish cooking.
Once the French toast is all done and the burner on the stove is freed up, get a pot of water heating for washing dishes. Let the baking pan with grease in it cool down for a few minutes before handling.
Please join me in the Philmont Scout Grace. For
Food, for raiment, for life, for opportunity, for friendship and fellowship, we thank thee, O Lord.
Keep a clean, dry, and empty tin can from a previous meal to put bacon grease in. It should be at a safe temperature before pouring into the can. Give the pan a wipe with a wadded up paper towel and drop it into the top of the can. Set the can aside to continue cooling before putting it into the trash bag.
The water is getting hot on the stove. Pour some hot water into the first 2 washing tubs. Squeeze a little dish soap, such as Dawn, into the first tub for a soapy wash step. Tub 2 will be the rinse step. Put some cool water in the third tub with a cap full of bleach. If the first 2 tubs are too hot, add some cool water. Keep the pot of extra hot water around to add in later as they cool off. If possible, use the whole top of the patrol box as an air drying area. Wipe down this area with some hot soapy water and then rinse it. Use the other surfaces of the patrol box to keep an area of dirty dishes and clean ones so they don't mix.
So start by scraping off any food pieces, which will help to keep the dishwater as clean as possible. If you can, start with the least dirty dishes, which are usually glasses, plates, and silverware. Then mixing bowls, cooking utensils, spatulas, and lastly, any greasy pans. A little wadded up aluminum foil, or a rubber scraper, helps clean a cast iron skillet of the stuck-on food, since you don't want to put it into soapy water. If you do, it removes some of the seasoning on the pan, plus your next meal will stick to the pan and taste a little soapy. Rinse and wipe it thoroughly with a paper towel and air dry. Your hot water pot shouldn't need washing unless it wasn't clean to start with, but add more hot water to the first 2 tubs as needed.
Wash the dishes thoroughly with the handy wipe and plastic scraper, getting off all stuck-on food. Rinse in the second tub to get off all the soap, and then sanitize briefly in the third tub. Air drying dishes on a campout is the best and the only method used in our troop. At home, you might use a clean dish towel for drying, but it is tough to maintain that cleanliness on a campout. Never use paper towels for dish drying. Save them for messy, greasy cleanups, dirty hands, or other spills. Shake off each dish before putting it in the drying area. By the time you've finished washing dishes, your earlier ones will likely be dry and can be put away.
You may have noticed that we had our dirty dish area on the right. Our 3 tubs went from right to left, and our clean area is on the left. This flow of dirty to clean helps keep clean dishes separate from dirty ones. It also helps to keep people from bumping into one another, and it helps ensure a dish doesn't get washed multiple times or is completely missed. This one-directional flow works just as well at home as it does on a campout.
Use some hot soapy water to clean up the stove and cooking area. Grease is very temperature sensitive, so hot soapy water is best. If you use cold water, the grease will only spread, leaving a sticky, disgusting mess for the next person. That's never popular in our troop. Keep rinsing out your handy wipe as necessary. Follow up with a hot water rinse and a final sanitizing step. Does the surface feel clean to the touch? If not, clean it again.
So after you're done cleaning all your dishes with the patrol method, as you see here, you have your bleach bucket, your rinse bucket, and your soapy water bucket. To start the process off of cleaning the buckets with minimal water, you take your soapy water bucket and put it into your bleach bucket. And after you have all that in there, you put your rinse bucket into your soapy bucket to get the suds out of there.
No, let me dump this, right?
And then you dump your sudsy rinse water off into the bleach bucket. So that way in the end you have a clean soapy bucket and you have a full 1 bucket of water to then dump far from camp.
If bears are in your area, think carefully about how you will dispose of your dishwater. You don't want to have any midnight visitors looking for food crumbs. A sink in a nearby restroom, a designated area, or just a good distance from your campsite may be a good place to dump it.
After all the cleaning is done, give your handy wipe a good rinse, squeeze it, and leave it out to dry.
Finish up the EDGE method by guiding and enabling each other to put good cooking techniques into practice. You've had a good meal, so you are now ready to enjoy your day with the troop.
Thanks for watching.
And be sure to check out the other video in the link in the description below.